The Grim Reaper at the bottom of the deck. How fitting. Happy Halloween. We're doing a Halloween special today. Who or what is hooked into your aura? Queen of Cups. That's you. Intuitive, sensitive, empathetic. Could be an HSP, highly sensitive person. Now, sometimes these entities can hook in, because I just saw the Three of Swords flip over. Sometimes they have an opportunity to hook in your darkest moment, when you are most weak, when you are most vulnerable, in a trauma, right? Trigger warning right off the bat. I'm sure there are going to be things that come up in today's episode that are honk triggering or challenging to think about. But really what it's going to be more challenging for are the entities that are trying to hook into you, because they're not going to want me to talk about this, which is why I've prepared for this reading. I've cleansed my entire home with Palo Santo. I go through all my rituals that I'm not going to expose publicly. But Ace of Cups, rest assured that you are in safe hands in this reading. I don't just do stuff. Well, my guides told me to do this, but I listened to my guides, and I prepared for about 3 months for this reading. That's what they told me today. They said, don't worry, Missy, because I'm like, isn't this going to let weird stuff into my home if I do this reading on a public forum? And they're like, don't worry, you've been preparing for this for 3 months. And I was like, oh. Way back, long before I did the purple, they've been prepping me for this reading. So welcome. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're going to start off with 3 cards. Who or what is hooking in to your aura? Whoa. We have the King of Cups here, and we have the Queen of Cups before. So this could be, relationship based for some of you. We have the Four of Wands with the King of Cups with the Knight of Wands, which to me, the Knight of Wands, when it's talking about a person and not just an energy, is somebody who's flighty. You could have been dealing with somebody who acted single with the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. They could have been in and out. I'm hearing that song again, and I heard it in my reading right before this, so that reading might be significant for you. It's this next 3 months reading. I'm hearing that song. You're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. You're in, then you're out. Up, then you're down. Wrong when it's right. It's black, then it's white. We fight, we make up. We kiss, we break up. This could be like even a twin flame for some of you, or a karmic, because this is what happens. And this is going to be, I'm opening with the heavy hitters here. All right, so let's get some grounding materials. We have some moss agate here. This is a very Virgo sort of an energy, so let's just ground down. Just picture yourself hooking down about 40 feet below you into the earth, wherever you're located, even if you're moving in a car right now. Just ground all the way down. Imagine yourself tying a rope down on like a rock or something deep down into the earth. And there we go. All right. Because we fight, we break up, we kiss, we make up. What I'm getting off of this, for some of you, you're in a long-term relationship with this person. For some people, you're married to this person or you're getting divorced. Okay? You're coming through as the Empress. But they view you, this is going 2 ways. They view you only as the Nine of Pentacles. Another way to see this is if you break up with this person, and this is not advice, this is just energy. You're able to do whatever you want, and it's not even, It's not even guaranteed is what I'm getting, because it's up to you to implement the energy, right? So we can hear 1,000 tarot readings that tell us that we're going to glow up from the Nine of Pentacles to the Empress. And then we're like, why isn't it happening? Because many readers are speaking to an opportunity. It's kind of like if you see a job posting that's like, hey, here's a job where you can make $90,000 a year starting. But then you never apply. You just take the flyer and you put it in your pocket and you're like, what happened to my 90K? Well, you didn't even apply to the job. So claim these messages when you hear them and ask your guides specifically. We do work with guides. We do intermingle. These nails are fucking awesome. So funny. See, these are just the guides. These are the guides' eyes. That's why I did this. Okay. What was I saying? Claim the messages. That's what I'm trying to say. For some of you, if you break up with this person, I'm just going to say it, you're going to glow up from the Nine of Pentacles into the Empress, because the Nine of Pentacles is the Empress in waiting, or she's being prepared to become an Empress, right? Okay. I've said what I've said there. Eight of Wands. For some of you, this person, this King of Cups, is a runner, and you're the chaser. Like I said before, it could be twin flame. Yeah, it's like one day they're in total love with you, and the next day they're like, I hate your guts. I'm going to Cynthia's place. It's like, that name Cynthia came through in a couple of my past readings. I'm trying to think which ones they were. It's the ones where I talked about past lives and twin flames, and this mother effer is coming through again. And you could be with this person right now as I speak, and this is a no judgment zone. What I'm hearing is your guides have talked to you about this. I'm hearing for some of you, for centuries, your guides have talked to you about this person, because this is a karmic entanglement I'm hearing. So who or what is hooked into your aura? Could be sleeping next to this person tonight, right? But this is what I want to tell you, is that it's not necessarily this person that's hooked into you. It's the entities that they're in bed with. Because when you're in bed with somebody, you're in bed with everything else that they carry as well. That's why we got to be careful who we get in bed with, right? Literally, metaphorically, business as well. Let's just open these cards and see what we got going on here. But I feel for a lot of you here. Who's hooked into your aura? It's a relationship. A romantic relationship. I'm hearing for somebody, it is not platonic. So if you're wondering, oh, is this like a family member? For you, who I'm speaking to, who's wondering, no, this is a romantic relationship connection with the Four of Wands. I don't know why I had to clarify that. Maybe it's because it is a family member. Let me just sit on that for a second. This is the imagery I'm seeing, and it's so weird. It's like I'm seeing somebody blow up a whoopee cushion and put it under the cushion of the seat that you're about to sit on. And then you sit down on it. Try to do a good fart sound. I don't know. You sit down on it, and everybody at the table looks at you and laughs. And I'm seeing your cheeks turn red. It's a metaphor. You are connected with somebody who is a romantic connection. I'm seeing like the arm of a bear, which reminds me, and I'm not going to go deep into this, so don't let your eyes glaze over. It reminds me of a story from the Old Testament. And it's coming in because I can't remember all of the details, but basically the father is dying, right? And the son comes in pretending to be the other son. And the father feels his arm because the father can't like see because he's very old and he's passing away. Yeah, I just opened up to the Ten of Swords. There's some sort of betrayal. There's some sort of weird family secret here, okay? I'm hearing the secret life of Zach and Cody, so that could be relevant. This could be, yeah, there's some weird contract here. I'm seeing like child bride stuff. I'm seeing some weird intertwinings, and I understand. That's all I'm going to say on that. Ten of Swords. My point with that story is the son basically tricked the father to believe that he was the other son. I don't know why exactly this is relevant, but the point is something that was rightfully yours. This can be an inheritance for some of you. For a lot of you, it's some sort of spiritual anointing. I'm not trying to get too Christian on you here. Back to my minister days, but it's like some sort of a spiritual anointing that was supposed to be passed on to you. And like your brother, let's just say it for the sake of it, doesn't have to be a brother. It could be a sister because we do have the Queen of Wands here. We have Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, so this could also be two sisters. Take it as it resonates. Regardless, doesn't matter the gender, just is what it is. The brother tricks the father to give him the blessing. Okay? Basically putting the blessing of the family and the mantle onto this son instead of the rightful son. So there's something here about that where there was some sort of a betrayal here where something should have been rightfully yours, but it was given to the wrong brother. I'm just going to leave that there because I'm not fully sure all the details of that. All right. Card number 1 is the Ten of Cups. See, this is that family secret stuff, guys. And this stuff gets messy, all right? So for some of you, what we're talking about today, who's hooked in? This could be like you are called to break curses in your family line. You're called to be a breaker of chains. I'm hearing that song. We break every chain. We break every chain. Break every chain. It's a worship song. So some of you could be Christians or you could have left the church even. Some of you, I'm seeing a couple things. I'm seeing a Muslim setting as well, where let me sit with this for a second because this is family stuff. This is family matters. I'm hearing with the Ten of Cups. Who's hooked into my aura? I'm seeing a hijab, and I'm seeing a woman specifically. Where's that Queen of Wands? Because I'm talking to somebody here. I'm seeing a woman take off a hijab and walk away and get on a plane. And I'm seeing you looking like a Queen of Wands. Like you're dressed gorgeous. And this is nothing against like religion or not religion, guys. There's something here where somebody was excommunicated from a family, 10 of Cups, because they see this as a betrayal, you walking away. I'm also simultaneously seeing an Amish community. And for some of you, this is past life, and for some of you, this is a metaphor. Because for some of you, and I have two things coming in. For some of you, this is just like a metaphor for how it feels energetically. Because for some of you, I'm seeing you just kind of grew up in like the suburbs or something. Just kind of like a normal, whatever normal means, right? But just, you know, a neighborhood setting where you went to school, but you always felt weird. Like, I'm seeing somebody, like, in their bed at night, they're like a teenager, and they're asking God, like, why am I struggling so bad? Like, why does everybody bully me? Why do I feel so alone in the world? Why do I feel like I'm not loved, even though my family, like, they're kind of there for me, you know? It's like, it's kind of like a middle of the road thing. I'm seeing somebody who feels like they don't have the right to feel the way they feel because it's not bad enough, quote unquote. You know, nobody has the right to tell you what trauma is. Because it depends on the situation, and it depends on the person, and it depends on the variables and the factors involved, right? So I'm seeing somebody here that feels and has felt for many years like they just can't get it together, are the words that I'm hearing here. Now let me go back to the other story that I was seeing. I'm also seeing another setting. It's like an Amish thing, okay, where, and I can't remember the name of it, somebody tell me down below. It's like where you have a period of time to kind of go out in the world and be a sinner, basically. Sorry that I keep shaking my phone. I get real Italian in here, you know what I'm saying? All right. Sometimes in these situations that I'm describing, it's more of a feeling rather than a literal event, but for some it might actually be literal. So I'm going to say it. Where, I'm still trying to think of the name of that, but somebody will know. Where it's like you're able to kind of leave the community, the Amish community, and go out and like experience. For some of you, this could be something with sexuality, because I'm wearing this rainbow necklace where you're not like allowed to express. I am seeing a gay man here, so take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to be. It could be one person that I'm talking to out of the crowd, but I am seeing the name Mark though. So right here, the name Mark, benchmark. I actually glued this back together. This is from Mount Washington. Beautiful scenery. You could have climbed the mountain, metaphorically speaking, spiritually speaking here, to overcome your own fears, and you were met with nothing but insincere smiles and an unwillingness to compromise is what I'm hearing. And now I'm seeing a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm also hearing wolf on Wall Street. So for some of you, this is financial, believe it or not. Again, I'm going back to something about an inheritance. And suddenly, this little pile of stones that I have here, crystals, it suddenly is looking like gems to me. They look all like different gems. There's something here about money. There's something here about a family inheritance. All right. So yeah, I just picked this up and it's the Queen of Wands in the reverse. See, this could be a man, right? It doesn't have to be a woman here. Something about your confidence, where it's like whoever's hooked in or whatever's hooked in, it's draining your vitality and your confidence. It's like I'm seeing somebody who's real, like Queen of Wands, right? Just really like theatrical. How do I say this? Just very vibrant, full of life. You could be like, you could literally be like a podcaster, perhaps. You have a lot of, you just got a lot of chutzpah. And there's something here where being part of this community, family, whatever this is here, it's like they gave you a catch-22. They gave you a lose-lose situation. A double bind, if you will. I did an episode on, the confirmation, the concept of double binds and what that means. And we talk all about that there because this is a tricky maneuver that, you know, unhealthy people use to bind people often to family situations, but can also be romantic here, that bind us into these emotional contracts by giving us a situation where we're basically not allowed to say no. Let's just keep it simple. You're not allowed to say no to these people. You're not allowed to be who you are. Whether it's rainbow, whether it's just have your opinions. I'm seeing people arguing over politics. I'm seeing people. It's like, why do these people hook into us? Sometimes it's not for the reasons we think. Sometimes these people actually pick fights with us. Not because they actually care about the side they're arguing for. You know, a real good debater, you can argue for both sides. It's kind of like playing devil's advocate, right? A true debater, or I should even say a true lawyer, if you want to say it like that, doesn't necessarily even have to believe in what they are fighting for. Right? So you could be dealing with people here that are hooking into your aura. Why? To get your energy. It's a great deal for them. Terrible deal for you. You're just going to be arguing. And see, this is the thing. I'm seeing them as like a chameleon. You could have a very strong Queen of Swords point of view, intelligently thought through. You could literally write a book on this, is what I'm getting. You are so thorough, researched. You could even be like an investigative journalist or something like that here. Even if it's not career, like literal, it could just be that this is what Spirit's highlighting about your mind. You have a very intelligent mind and you're able to put things together that other people are not able to put through. My point is that you're dealing with a monster. I'm hearing. And why they're a monster is because you could have all your points together and then they'll just change it up. Because it's not about the actual argument for them. They don't even believe what they're saying, I'm hearing. And you might be saying to me, well, what are you talking about? You know, they're a stark Republican. Well, you might come to find later in life that they didn't even care. They just wanted to oppose you. Tasty snack for them. Absolutely devastating for you. Right? So, and let me go back to my original point. Who are you sleeping in the bed with? The person is just a pawn for the most part. That's why we can't prove this stuff a lot of the time. And we look crazy. Because we pick up stuff in the spiritual dimension that is so clear. It's so visceral. It's like you can taste it, you can smell it, you can touch it, you can feel it. I'm going back to that example with the kid that I saw in the bed growing up in the like suburban area. That's like, I don't know if I have the right to feel like I feel because my situation's not that bad. But it is that bad because it's that bad to you because you're picking up on stuff that you cannot logically prove. That's part of what these people get off on, everybody. Right? That's what they get off on is that these are mind puzzles with the 8 of Swords that it doesn't matter what you say is my point. You could have even said that. Like, no matter what I say, no matter how elegantly I come across, no matter how many people and doctors I have to prove my point, you could literally win an award for your point of view, and these people will be like, yeah, well, I didn't really believe that anyway. And you'll be like, I spent the last 24 years dedicated to basically, combating you, and then they're sitting in the audience while you're giving a speech at some prestigious hall, and then they admit to you later like, yeah, I didn't really care that much about that anyway. And let me tell you this is another turn of events. This is another plot twist. Even them saying that, this is just a new strategy now. It's like now that you're successful and you're known, and this could just be an analogy, guys. It doesn't have to be like you're known and all that stuff. I'm just saying, like, these are energies. You could just be a person working at like a desk job, but your energy is like worldwide energy. You could be like a grid worker. You could be somebody that like powers the entire area that you live in energetically. I'm seeing like stuff coming up from the ground like this. As you walk, it like exudes out of your feet. This is 3D world bullshit. None of this is gonna matter. It matters who you are inside. It doesn't matter if you're acclaimed and all that stuff, right? People just play those positions, and some of us are called to be in those roles, right? My point is, you could achieve all that, is my point. You know, you spent 24 years developing all this stuff. You have your TED Talk and everything. And then you go to dinner with your parent that you have been arguing with for the past 24 years. And they're like, yeah, I didn't really even care about that anyway. You're like, I devoted 24 years of research to this. But that's just a new strategy now to make you question your entire reality once again. See, it's like these people, this is the strategy. It's a mental game. You want to play a game? Oh, and what I was going to say is, it's not really these people. They're just pawns, is my point. Who are they? Who's hooked into them, really, is the question. It's like we're unraveling the layers of the onion here to who is really hooked into them. Because, you know, you're sleeping next to this person with the Two of Cups. You're sleeping next to them. But who is sleeping with them? And then with that person, entity, whatever. And this is not about being like perfect or like these angels that never do anything wrong. And like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it in a Christian sense of like, oh, they've got entities, so they must be like terrible sinners and stuff. No, I don't believe in that anymore. I've seen behind the veil. Well, I have many times since I was a child, but I've seen deeper behind the veil. I've seen like a deeper layer of behind that veil and understood a bigger worldview, which is, it's not about being like pure and all that. That's not what it's about. All right, let me pull out. Too much going on here. Let me just let us collect our thoughts here. All right, 28 minutes. We're doing good. One card in. You came to the Virgo reader, right? You came to get all the deets. Okay. Hey, I asked you guys. I said, do you like the long readings? And I got quite a few comments that said, yeah, I like the long readings. I like to get all the details. So, you know, it's great to have you guys here, by the way. And I appreciate your comments, and I love to see your comments. I love to read your stories. I ask that you please keep the comments respectful. But aside from that, this is an open space, safe space. And no offense, but I'm not talking about Rainn Wilson's safe space. He has this podcast called like Soul Boom or something. I only watched the episode because Trisha Paytas was on. I'm a big Trisha Paytas fan. And it's supposedly about mental health, but like the way he talked to her about her mental health. Look at the comments on that video. It just came out like a week ago. And like all the comments were basically like, yeah, I love Rainn Wilson, but the way that he handled the situation was like really crazy. He basically just kind of like bypassed all of her comments on mental illness. Anyways, whatever. The moral of that story, keep your finger on the pulse of your actual audience. And I don't consider you guys an audience. I consider you soul family. So that's probably the difference. All right, let's get back into this. Put this back here. Cards are all mucked up. All right. We're rocking and rolling. I'm hearing rocking around the Christmas tree. And see, the irony with these people is that they're the type that are like rocking around the Christmas tree. Let's put up the lights. Let's look amazing. Let's take a Christmas picture and send it to everybody so that they can see how amazing we are and not show them anything real. It's like there's something here that's like very fake. Card number 2, the Chariot. Oh, I see it. Who's hooked into your aura? Oh, boy. All right, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you powering. I'm seeing you as a battery. Because the Chariot can be like a car, right? You know, or an automobile. Like, you know, it's some sort of like moving energy, a big energy that moves. I also often see this as like a big tidal wave because it's Cancer based, right? This is like 4th house themes. Again, this is the 10 of Cups. This is all about family, home, 4th house stuff. So a lot of the people hooked into your aura today are family members and like people who you've made your family, like partners, you know, romantic interest, or even like friends that you consider family. Because I'm seeing like a friendship that's like a 20-year friendship, but it's totally karmic, guys. I'm seeing it like this. It's like this person, somebody gets all the benefit and you get like nothing. It's like you could always be helping them through their stuff. You could always feel like it's just totally unbalanced. But let me get back to this. All right. When I went like that on the seat, it reminds me of that whoopee cushion moment that I talked about before. It's like somebody's trying to make you like embarrassed or ashamed or humiliate you. Let me just go back to that friendship thing for a second. I'm seeing a group of friends and I'm seeing like you're actually the one that powers this entire thing and actually you're the one who keeps it all together. But this is the weird part. It's like I'm seeing you at like a Friendsgiving or something like that. And it's like they're all laughing at you. And it's like there's a ringleader here that you've been friends with for a long time that's actually like a karmic. And I'm seeing them, like if you get upset, they're like, oh, I was just kidding. I'm seeing them drink, like this is water, but it's like I'm seeing everybody drinking and stuff and you might be sober. It's like everyone's like just... I have a friend, longtime friend, and can I say this? They're saying just pass it, but regardless, I don't want to say personal stuff like that, in case people are watching, because I do know that people watch me from my past. But regardless, this is the point. I don't need to tell personal details to give the point, right? It's like there's a group of people that are all together ironically because of you. It's like you're the glue, you're the power, you're the battery. And I have a lot of things to say on this. Let me just start with this example, because for some of you, this is like a friend you literally consider your family. They're like, they're literally like a brother, a sister, a cousin, whatever. And they like make fun of you. And I'm seeing them just like laughing maniacally, and it's like filling them with this energy. It's like you're like you give people energy, and that's a little bit different than somebody siphoning energy from you. I'm seeing a distinction from the guides here, and it's interesting. You're like an Energizer bunny. You're like you're like caffeine. You're like for some people here is what I'm getting. Yeah. See how I'm going like that? It's like just thinking about it. It's like they're like jonesing. They're jonesing. That's what this is. You're like addictive. You have a quality where people get hooked on you, see, this is taking a turn. This is like from the other angle. It's like, because I started off with this energy of like, who's hooked on us? Like, how we need to get rid of this energy. If we feel drained, if we feel like, there's energy vampires, if we feel like there's entities, my left ear is ringing a lot right now. It's like, how do we get rid of this stuff? Is basically what this reading is. But now I'm seeing it as, it's not for this second card here with the Chariot. It's not really that somebody is hooked into you, like you're some sort of a victim here, and nobody's a victim here. I'm just saying. It's not necessarily that they're hooked into you, it's that they're hooked on you. Because this is what I'm seeing. This is very interesting. I'm seeing somebody trying to hook into you, but when they're doing that, I'm hearing the sound of like tin. I wish I had something metal. This will do. This is close enough. It's like it's like this. And they're met with something hard. They can't get in there because you have so much protection on your aura. It's like you're wearing a suit of armor. Another thing I'm seeing is like when people are like digging for treasure, and they're digging, they're going all over the world trying to figure out where this treasure is, and then you see them, they're like way down in the hole, and then with that shovel, you hear with the shovel, and they're like, oh my god, I found something, guys, I found something, get in here. It's like, yeah, we have the Magician at the bottom of this deck. It's like there's something here about you being a powerful battery source. I just keep seeing a huge battery. I read, it was very boring. I read a documentary on those batteries that Elon Musk uses in the cars, and how they were invented. This was years ago. Really nerdy stuff. Don't recommend. But basically just the types of batteries that they are, and how, they went through all of these different like tests, and they like blew up 100 times and all that. It's like, I'm seeing you as this coveted sort of battery like energy. This is a little bit different. Again, I'm gonna qualify this. There are energy vampires where they're almost sucking your blood to get your essence, to get things like creativity. Like, we got to be careful why do I keep messing up with that? We got to be careful who we sleep with. Because the sacral chakra, this orange here, is one of the most, powerful. Look, I just opened up to the Strength card, and that is a Leo energy with the King of Wands right behind that. Leo's like 5th house stuff, fun, sex, hookups, friends, hobbies, creativity, just all like the fun stuff of life. Like, look at this candle, boardwalk cone. Reminds me of like going to a fair. That's like 5th house stuff. I gotta get some of Jess Puckett's candles. I don't know what I'm doing with this garbage over here, but alright. Shout out. Love you, Jess. Alright. God damn it, this person is tiring. Hold on, guys. Let me just take a second. I feel like half my readings I'm like hunched over. I'm all big back and everything. Let's just take a second for some comedic relief. Sitting over here like a big back. I'm always trying to correct my posture. Okay. I'm back. I feel like that's what you're saying, because I'm seeing you saying, like, after you have sat for a while, after being away from these people, and I'm going to qualify what I was saying before about the battery, I'm seeing you at home, like in a dark room, and you're just like recharging your battery. I'm literally actually seeing you plug it into the wall. It reminds me of Bicentennial Man. That's one of my favorite movies of all time with Robin Williams. He's a robot and he like he gets plugged into the wall, you know. I love that movie. Yeah, and that's a very romantic movie. So for some of you, yeah, I just opened up to Leo again with the sun. Could be dealing with a Leo, or you're a Leo. 8 of Cups here. Yeah, you could have just walked away from a union because you felt like they were just there because they were addicted to your energy and they were more obsessed with you than they were in love with you. They looked at you like snorting something instead of, yeah, I'm literally seeing them like snorting something off of your chest. So this could be like sexual for some of you. This could be like drug related for others. We don't have the devil here, but do we need him? You know what I'm saying? The devil's in the details. I'm hearing we have a contract card with the 4 of Wands, which for me, with the 10 of Swords combined, yeah, the devil is always in those details of those contracts, honey. Oh, if you're presented with a new person, opportunity, job, whatever, always bring it to your guides and be like, can you look over this contract? That's why they call Jesus, and I'm not trying to get religious again, but this is like a Hebrew analogy. He's like a lawyer, he's an advocate, and he stands in between and like argues for us, essentially, is what I was trying to say with that. But let me not get theological today. Although some of you are interested in my theological studies, which is interesting, and I would be happy to talk more about that. I floated the idea about talking about my research on hell. So and I do work with Hades. Look at those cute pups. So I have some interesting point of view on hell. But let me get back to this. So this is what I'm seeing. You're like this big battery, right? And people are, it's not that they're just sucking your energy like an energy vampire. It's not blood for this group here with the, I don't know why I'm saying it in piles. I think I'm just watching too many Jess Puckett's readings, right? Yeah. You say somebody's name 3 times and that's how you summon them. Yeah, so there could be something here with like occultism as well, where with the magician, somebody here understands what they're doing, and it's a group for some. 6 of Pentacles, yeah. Ace of Wands, magic. Yep, 100%. You're protected is what I'm getting here, but we're here to expose with the Tower what these people have been doing, which sometimes I see the Tower as kind of like a circuit breaker energy. It's that electricity energy. It's that. It's very much that. Your guides are in the process currently of driving you away. This bike also reminds me of Natalie from Alchemy and You. She does a lot of grid work, and she rides around the city on her bike. Well, she rents those bikes. So that's interesting too. A lot of readers coming through. So maybe you're a reader. Maybe you're somebody who's in the occult as well. And when we are high level, when we're occultists ourselves, we can get entangled with others that are not even as adept as you, but they violate laws that you would never violate. This is like the epitome of energetic RAPE, what this person is doing. And for some it is a group, because every time I say person, and I keep stuttering. So this person is like in your energy. I'm seeing yellow. They're working with your solar plexus. They're trying to get energy from you. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry that I keep going off on these side tangents. There's just a lot coming through. You are this battery. This is a little bit of a different thing than somebody sucking your blood. This is, they want your vitality, your energy, your yellow solar plexus confidence. Remember how I had the Queen of Wands before? And I talked about how you're very vital. You could be somebody that's just extremely charismatic. And it's like, there's a group here, possibly even like a group of magicians. I'm hearing they know what they're doing. I just open up to the lovers. We have Gemini here, the 9 of Wands. You could have been dealing with this for a while if you're a Gemini. We have 2 aces. That's a yes. Yeah, the guys are stepping in on that. Just know. Yeah, I just opened up to the Chariot again, just confirming that's what we're talking about here. What I'm saying here, just from another deck, just to bring further confirmation. High Priestess, you know what I'm talking about. All right. I almost said they want your money, but it's not money for all. It's energy. It's like they want that energy because they are dull. I'm seeing them like dull, without color. And they want to connect to this battery that is you, to fuel to fuel their finances, to fuel their projects, to fuel their business, to fuel their, I just keep seeing these personalities, like, and you know, this is the industry that I work in. So some of you could as well. And yeah, absolutely, people will do this. 100%. No doubt in my mind. Where they will connect to you. So that they can, I'm seeing them wearing you. They're unzipping you. They're taking off your skin. They're wearing your skin. And then they're pressing the button and they're, hello, hi, welcome to my show. And they're like, it's like their energy's crazy. It's like they just snorted a bunch of COKE on your energy. Number one, this is a compliment to you to how powerful you really are. Again, you could be a Gemini because I just opened up the Gemini, but which makes sense, right? Because it's like that, you know, Gemini, we love you. But yeah, there's something with that, absolutely. It's funny that he's a camel too, because camels, they can go a real long time. It's a misconception that there's water in those humps. It's actually fat. And that's how they survive for a long time, as the body feeds on the fat in those humps. I was thinking, my humps, my lovely lady lumps. All right. Maybe somebody just needs a break for a second with a little moment here. Yeah, I'm seeing this imagery of like, how many people are there? There's like 7 people. And I just keep getting drawn to this magician card here. This other group can be like a group of diviners. For some of you, this is even like a stalker. I don't know why I'm getting that. But there's like somebody here that's obsessed with you because of what it's that I just keep hearing the sound of a battery. Like, you know, when you go down into like a basement, or like you go into like one of those, you open the door and you go in and there's like all of those boxes and you just hear that buzzing sound, like I'm seeing it. It's actually like there's this I don't know where it's located, but it's like the big Bitcoin facility. It's in another country. I don't know if it's like Sweden or something. I don't know, guys. I'm pulling it out of my ass. Anyways. It's a huge place filled with these quantum computers. I'm seeing that here. This is big energy, and it's like, who's hooked into your aura? Well, it could be these dark magicians. Yeah, look, and it just fell into the reverse. They're gonna drain you for all you have. I would wear protection, and I'm not saying this is a prediction they're going to drain you for all you have. I'm saying they will. No doubt in my mind. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, I know that's, yeah. I'm just going to say what I need to say. I feel like sometimes people are like, wow, she's like real intense. And I am. But for the most part, we can just like chill. We can hang out. We can drink hot chocolate. I'm a Taurus moon. I'll wear the onesie, I'll sit with the candles, hang out. Like, I don't need to always be on this like heavy bullshit. But when I see people in danger, I step in. Period. Somebody's being bullied? No. So yeah, some of you actually, with this Four of Wands, you might have gotten into some sort of shoddy contract here, and this could be spiritual for some of you here. This could be some sort of weird business deal or something. Could be something spiritual. Like if you are a reader, if you are somebody in like the entertainment industry, it doesn't have to be guys. This is just, I'm just saying what I'm seeing here. For others, this is like a family unit that they're all, what I was seeing before is there's like 7 people and they're all connecting their like iPhone plug into you. I'm seeing like, that reminds me of the Matrix where they step out of the pod and he pulls that, he pulls it out, he pulls out that tube. And he stands out of that gunk and he's looking around and there's everybody in those pods. That's reminding me again like that Bitcoin. What do you call it? It's a place full of quantum computers. It's like there could even be a group that like parades around. They could be some sort of like dark arts faculty, I'm hearing, where they go around and they scout the energy. They look for like the juiciest, most, again, I don't want to use the word juicy because that's more the first pile is the juicy stuff with like the energy vampires where they like drain the life force, they drain the essence. This is a little bit different. I know I keep qualifying that. There's something here about your energy. I just keep seeing that energy bunny, where it could be like a group of dark magicians that like kind of scout other like readers, divinators, Reiki practitioners, and they're looking for they're actually, I'm seeing them go like this. They're listening for that sound. They're looking, they're listening. And for some of you, it could be like a clairaudient thing. It's like they're listening for a certain sound or frequency. Yeah. I'm seeing bees, which does remind me of like Mercury energy again. So anyways, this is like ruled by Mercury, this card. I'm just hearing son of a bitch. It's like yeah. I'm gonna have to bleep all these swears out. Oh man, editing Missy is gonna be like, why did you do this? But I'm channeling, I'm not just talking, editing Missy, so don't get pissed at me, alright? I'm hearing rat bastard. It's like you might know who this is. Could be a family member for some of you. Some of you are very like psychic, you're diviners, you know about all this, but it helps to hear another person see it, speak about it, and speak about it from an outside perspective. Because sometimes we get lost in the weeds. I'm hearing, I can't see the forest for the trees. This is a dense energy. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you as this like hub. I'm also hearing Pornhub. Not that this is you, but I feel like this is leading back into that sacral chakra energy. I feel like some here, it's like they siphon energy in the way where they're looking for like talent. This could be a sex thing. for some. Where it's like you have no idea what you're connecting to, what you're relating to. See, and I'm a 12th house stellium, guys. I know some people are going to be like, wow, you're like really looking, you're too, people have said this to me for years. It's not that deep. People have said that to me for years. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. It's not that deep and stuff. But this is the thing. Every person that you are involved with, if you pull back the layers of reality and see what is actually going on, like, this is how it looks to me. This is an example. It's like, you know, Santa's elves. You know how they're always scurrying around. They're always making all these toys. They're going from one place to another. Elves, they're always on the move, right? It's like, imagine if you're just like talking to a person, but then you pull behind the veil and it looks like that. It looks like all this stuff moving around in the background. That's the astral, right? And so every person you're friends with, every person you do business with, every person you sleep with, everybody, my opinion, of course, always, but from personal experience to the point where I don't even want to talk about some of the stuff I've experienced. So, yeah, it's real. So, yeah. So whoever we connect with, they're connected to a bunch of other stuff, right? So if you feel weird energy, trust yourself. Especially if you're like intuitive, you're high priestess, high priest, however you identify. So I think I have taken everything I can out of this chariot energy. It's a battery energy. People are plugging into this energy. And they're using this energy. You're like one of those hubs, the ports that you can plug. It's like, you know those ones that you can use for your phone where you take it on a day trip or something? So it's like a backup battery. Like when your phone dies, you have the secondary battery. That's how somebody's seeing you, or a group for some of you is seeing you. They don't love you. I'm sorry to say it just so bluntly like that. They don't love you. They're looking at you as a second battery. Or for some of you, their only battery. Again, I'm going back to that dull imagery where they look dull, they look drained, their cheeks are sullen. And here you are in all these colors. You're bright, you're vibrant, you're funny, you're intelligent, you're witty, you're fast, you have all these colors. See all these? And it's like I'm seeing this person plug into you and all of a sudden they're like, ah. It's a weird energy, guys. It's a funny energy, all right? You know, it's a negative magician. And for some, again, I'm seeing a group. So let's move on. If this is a contract that you've gotten yourself into in a spiritual sense, I'm hearing there's always loopholes. Your guides will get you out of this thing. Don't worry. All right, there's lots of lawyers out there that can help you. And if this is literal and you actually need a lawyer, you have help there as well. All right. Yeah, for some of you this is financial. Just open up to the King of Pentacles. For some of you this is like a business thing. Ace of Cups. Emperor. For some of you, you want to expand your business with the Three of Wands. But you're freaked out too because of stuff that's happened before. Maybe it brought you unwanted attention. I'm seeing something about a stalker again, where it's like you feel like if you expand more, you're gonna get taken advantage of more. You're gonna be used more. And this could be subconscious. You might not even realize that you are thwarting your own growth, Three of Wands, because you feel like when you expand, it's like I'm seeing somebody open up like this and all the wasps are coming. I saw this terrible information. I didn't know this, but I was watching this baking show the other night. I was watching the Halloween Baking Championship or whatever it's called. And one of the bakers on there was using figs in her baking. And she just in passing was like, yeah, these are filled with dead wasps. And I was like, what? And I was like, she has to be kidding. And I looked it up. there's an average of 1 wasp per fig. Because technically figs are like flowers, I guess. So when I'm pounding a package of fig Newtons, it's not what I thought it was, guys. It's just not what I thought it was. Okay, card number 3. 2 of Wands. All right. Yep. All right, so this is what I'm seeing. We got the key and we got the locket. Now see how this cat, you could have a cat, that might look like your cat. See how this cat is looking up at this lock, but they have the key. See, this is you. It's like you have the key, but you're like, how do I unlock this thing? But you have the key. I'm hearing, my precious. There's something funny going on with that. What is that? Let me sit with that for a second. Because that's about the ring. Yeah. It's like, there's something here about that where it's like, you have the ring. It's kind of back to this battery energy again, but it's different. It's a little bit different. It's like, again, it's kind of like there's a road here. Yeah, for some of you, you want to go to the 3 of Wands. I'm getting it. For some of you, you want to expand. The 3 of Wands is a card of expansion, manifestation, growth. For some of you, this is like a business, or you want to expand your family, or, there's something about expansion here or growth. But you're stuck at the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands can be a stuck energy. Usually it's a guy looking over a balcony, and, he's holding the whole world in his hands, but he's just standing there. So with the 2 of Wands, see how there's this road right here? It's like, there's her road. I'm hearing, hit the road, Jack. So maybe some of you have to break up with somebody or get out of some sort of a weird contract here. Yeah, there's a partnership or a contract. Doesn't have to be romantic. I don't know why I'm getting business on this pile a lot. Doesn't have to be you have a business. It could just be some weird situation. I'm seeing something about jewelry. I'm seeing something about all right, let me move on from that and say this. It's the same energy of she has the key to the lock, but she's like, how do I open this thing? It's like the 2 of Wands can be a card of feeling stuck, you can't move forward, but here's the road. But there's something interdimensional about this. It's like, it looks like it's a door that's going out to a real scene, but then you kind of keep looking at it, and it kind of just looks like, wait, is that a poster? Is that another card? It almost looks like it's a tarot card on the wall, it's a poster. Imagine if you have a poster on your wall and a picture of a beautiful scene, and then you step into that. There's something about you just have to step into it. But there's fear here. There's fear about that. Where it's you have a fear of being seen, or you have a fear of expansion, because at that moment, yeah. Remember how I was talking about the figs? It's you almost don't want to know or something. It's what sort of evil exists out there. And it's not that you don't want to know, that you can't handle it. It's not that. It's that you know what that invites. You're very wise. You understand that I'm seeing somebody walking into this dark club. It's like BDSM sort of vibes, and no judgment here, and love and light to all. If things are consensual and everybody's good, and we got our safe words and stuff, love and light. But this is not that. This is this again. This is this again. It's there's something here where you are associating growth, more money, And for some of you, being seen, if you're in an industry that's about that, it could even just be like a promotion for some of you. I'm seeing you give a presentation at work. There's something here about going to a higher level in life, but there's a fear here. And for some of you, it's subconscious because you feel like the people that run in those circles are, again, I'm seeing it. It's like you're walking through, like imagine if on this threshold it was hanging with chains. I'm seeing you move through these chains and you're going into this like dark club, and I'm seeing people being, trigger warning, I'm seeing people being like whipped with chains. It's not like sexy, guys. It's not like BDSM. This is like people screaming. Like this is like like a torture chamber. This isn't like, and I don't think it's sexual. I think it's something else. It's like, you know about something, I feel. You understand, and this is esoteric for some of you, where it's like, you know what's in the dark. And you feel like if you expand further, you're going to get involved or overlap with some of these darker characters. I'm hearing not necessarily. And again, the true dark would overpower these idiots in a second. Like, it's a joke to them. For some of us, we're involved in these contracts here with the Four of Wands that are holding us back because, this is another side note, it might not be just fear. For some, it's fear of expansion for like the reasons I spoke about. It's also like a bit of imposter syndrome with the Eight of Swords, possibly. Queen of Swords, you could have kind of like an analytical mind. You could be somebody who like, you're like a Queen of Wands with a Queen of Swords. So you might be like out there with the Queen of Wands, but at the same time, you have this like Queen of Swords element that actually gets you trapped in your head, that causes you to turn down like opportunities for growth and possibly even like partnership with the Three of Pentacles because of the fear of like competition and the unknown, like what will happen if I like get involved with certain people here. See how there's a marionette on this Devil card? You might have a fear of like, you might have like some, you might have grown up with like some sort of a, devil energy parent here that you feel like if you get too close to people, it's gonna be like the end of you here with the Death card. And so, there could be an element of like keeping yourself detached from better opportunities for yourself. So who's hooked into you? I feel like with the Death card, see how he has the, what's that called? Scythe? What is it called? It's like, who's hooked into you? It's your own mind. It's your own mind. With the Ace of Swords, that's a yes, that's true. For some, it's just a matter of like imposter syndrome, like I was saying. Some of you are diviners here with the High Priestess energy. All right. Hold on a second here. I'm not done. One more thing to say. You have to go through a portal on this Two of Wands. For some of you, the reason why you're not moving forward to the Three of Wands expansion is actually because of the second card, because you need to unplug those wires from you. I'm seeing 7 wires all plugged into you, and everybody else is being powered by your energy. And it could be family for some of you here that's doing this to you. So what's the advice? Two of Wands, Chariot, 10 of Cups. And we'll close, guys. All right, I'll use this deck with the Magician. For some of you, it's simply like you feel like you're going to be disappointed. Like maybe you tried something before, some sort of expansion, or maybe it gives you anxiety, which I get. I have an anxiety, I'm diagnosed with anxiety and depression. Maybe it gives you, anxiety about taking a bigger boss role with the Emperor card. But there's something here that's part of your destiny with the Wheel of Fortune. And I can't tell you exactly what that is for all of you. If you do want to book a personal, you're always welcome to book one with me. You can just email me. Info is down below. Yeah, you got to understand your own strength here. There is expansion for you. And my reading right before this, where I talked about the next 3 months, if you missed that one. Yeah, because there might be soul family for you here. Remember how I talked about Rainn Wilson before? Yeah, with the devil here. There's a fear of connecting with others because of rightfully so, because of like family crap here. Ten of Swords. Yeah, you just don't want to deal with it. Things are going well. They're going well as they are. You don't want to involve any variables that will get you further trapped, is what I'm getting. But what I was saying about that Soul Boom podcast, and you know what? No shade. I'm just saying what I see, right? He literally, Rainn Wilson, he literally has a podcast about mental health. And like so many of the comments on specific, I didn't watch the rest of them. I watched one episode, so you know what I'm saying. I'm take it with a grain of salt. It's the Trisha Paytas episode that came out last week, and a lot of the comments were like terrible comments. Even Ethan Klein, H3 Podcast, commented on this, and Ethan Klein says a lot of crazy stuff. He's been sued and everything, right? And he even said, wow, it was kind of like distasteful the way that Rainn talked about Trisha Paytas's, like he was insensitive to talking about. Because, she's famous for like her kitchen floor breakdowns and stuff like that. And now she has 2 kids. She's like way happier. She's really, really changed. I've watched her for many, many, many years. And it's like there's something about that here where you might have just dealt with a lot of fake people, where it's like you don't even want to deal with expanding your business or expanding your circle because you're afraid they're just going to be like I'm explaining with the Rainn Wilson thing. Like they're not going to understand. And they claim to, they use the lingo. Maybe they use spiritual lingo. Maybe they use like psychological lingo. Maybe they claim that they're like you, but they're actually not. Yeah. I get that. Advice. Then we'll close. 6 of Wands here. You will be successful if you decide to expand something, or it could just be expanding an aspect of yourself that you're too like nervous to or anxious to do. And for some, it's because of I'm hearing samskara. There's some sort of like heart wound here. Advice. I'm also hearing fear of the unknown. And this might not be conscious, guys, What is this here? The Wheel of Fortune coming out. See, there's something here that's part of your destiny. It's like, this is what I'm getting. Okay. We talked all about this. You're a big battery, right? And there's all of this energy with the 5 of Wands that's draining you. Like maybe you're a reader, right? And I get this because I'm a reader, right? And before I did this, I was involved with other stuff that drained my energy. I used to do prophetic word stuff on YouTube, and it was the same exact thing as I'm doing now. I just didn't use cards, right? I did prophetic words, which are basically just channeled messages, right? So I've done this for years. But anyways, I would feel so not just drained, but like inundated with other people's information. It's kind of like being a therapist in a way. It's like a parallel path to being a therapist, where it's like it's hard not to take your work home. And I know a lot of you will relate to this. You don't have to be a reader or any of that. I'm just saying you could just be an empathetic person where you know everybody tells you their issues, and then you go home from work and you're like, not only are you exhausted, but you're actually like, you're problem solving for these people, right? Now that's part of your destiny, but there's like a tweak here, and this is what's going to get you from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands, is this mental tweak. Is understanding that it's not going to be harder than it already is. There's some sort of miscalculation. Yeah, the devil. Okay. Let me close on this. Hour and 16. All right. What you're doing, the way you are, it's your destiny. But there's an expansion available here. And they're going to give you a plan, Two of Wands, the guides on how to do this further along after this video. But I will start the ball rolling, right? All this is being drained from your energy fields, this battery. I see this sometimes as just like a lot of energy. It doesn't have to be like drama, or it doesn't have to be negative. It can just be, it can actually be dynamic energy, where it's like you might be able to channel a lot of energy through you, but then it's like you feel like, well, how could I possibly do more? How could I go from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands? What I'm seeing is there's something here about not taking your work home. And that goes back to the, like, you could have been somebody that felt like you had to be this equalizer in your family. You had to be the problem solver in your family or your relationships or friendships, where, because I'm seeing you leaving a lunch, a coffee, date with a friend, or leaving work, and you're going home, and I'm seeing that Queen of Swords energy. It's like you're problem solving for this person or energy, and you're using a lot of energy. There's something here. I'm seeing Spirit putting a cork into a hole in the side of your aura where all this water is just pouring out. Going back to the Queen of Cups at the start of this, all this water is pouring out, pouring out, pouring out. Let's stop that thing up. Because there's something here about what you're doing is correct, but you don't have to actually solve the puzzle for the person. See, this looks kind of like gears to me right now. For some reason, I just thought Richard Gere. I don't know. With the Devil card, it's like you want to actually solve the puzzle for people, but that's not your job. Yeah, look at these big hitter energies here. Yeah. You could be a spiritual advisor. You could be somebody that works in like the spiritual courts, the law, where it's like you help people in the spirit realm to open up the energy. And then not only do you open up the energy, you help solve the energy. But this is what I'm getting. You can go to level 3 here. 3 has come through a couple times in this reading. 3 could be significant. 3 or just plain old 3. 3 of Pentacles as well. You could actually be having a new partnership come in that can help you, where it's like I'm seeing you pass the baton to another person and then they do that part. You're doing it all. There's no way that you could expand. You couldn't put any more on your plate. Sorry, guys. No one could. And that's why there's a fear here of expansion, because you feel like, well, how could I possibly do any more? No, there's something with that where it's like, no, you're actually going to be doing less in this new phase. Three of Pentacles. Can I get a little more on that, please? And then we'll close. What is this change with that cork, putting the cork in the side of the aura and all that? Can I have a little more on that? Yeah, Eight of Wands in the reverse. Isn't that offensive? I'm just gonna say it. I'm hearing less talk, more calibration with the Queen of Pentacles, where it's like, yeah, Ace of Swords. See, you have a very brilliant mind, who I'm speaking to here, very strong mind, a very strong intellect. Nine of Pentacles, you could even make a living off of what you do and what you say. We have 2 9s here, 9, 9. But there can be a change in that. It's not that you're going to stop what you're doing. It's that, because this can be, you could even be online with the Ace of Swords. You could be somebody who posts stuff, right? Whatever that means to you. We have Leo energy here as well. Fire, whatever. We have Aries. All right. So yeah, you could have a commonality with somebody here as well, where they see your brilliance. Queen of Pentacles. They could be a Queen of Pentacles, this person. What I'm seeing here is the stopping up. It's like you're doing too much. That's why you can't expand. And I know I already said that, but this is literally like communication as well with the Ace of Swords. It's like you're expending too much for these people, I want to say. And here I am expending all this energy for you guys, and I love to do it. But imagine if I did like 4 of these videos today. That's too much. I have in my head, I put it all on the court, baby. When I come out here and do this video, I put it all on the court. I give it all. I bleed on the court. It's like I just give it all. But if I gave it all and then I also did 4 more videos today, I'm never going to expand, because it's just too much for anybody. So what I'm getting is, it's an Empress energy. The irony is, to expand, you actually need to retract. Look at yourself as more valuable. Look at yourself as everything that you do. I'm hearing, what is it? The way you do that thing you do. It's lyrics. The way you do that thing you do is worth way more than you're giving it credit for. And so what you're doing is you're actually overextending. Could even be financial, but I'm not seeing it that way. I'm seeing you need to ground. You don't have to do anything. This is just advice. Always. It's just advice, guys. Queen of Pentacles. It's like there's an element here of, because I see, she sits out in nature. She cares for herself. Don't give so much away. You might even need to raise your prices for some of you, I'm getting. 4-4 here. Yeah, we have the 2 of Wands. See, this is what this is. For some, with the 4 of Wands right behind that, you have some weird contract that's draining your energy as well. So you feel like, well, of course I can't expand. You might be able to partner with somebody that can help you with that, is what I'm getting for a select few here. But in closing, how you expand is actually by giving less. This is what I'm seeing. Imagine that we have these 3 stones. My stones! All right, I'm gonna get canceled, but we have these 3 stones, right? Now, imagine that you were selling this one for $5, this one for $7, and this one for $9. This is just a metaphor. But this is actually worth like $110, right? But you're selling it for cheap. And you're like, yeah, but Missy, I got it like wholesale. I want to be honest and genuine with my customers. Okay, but even if you give them a discount, you are grossly underpaying yourself. You have to also account for, and this is that Queen of Pentacles, you have to also account for the time that it took you to pack. Imagine that you have a crystal shop. Say you have a crystal shop. You have to account for the amount of time that it took you to package this, to print out the shipping label, to drive down to your local wherever you ship stuff out, ship that stuff out, as well as even like the toll it takes on you energetically. Because if you're doing like a spiritual based business, dude, this is all energetic. If you're like blessing your crystals, if you're putting your energy, if you're, you know what I'm saying here? I don't want to say you're doing too much because your heart is beautiful. But what I'm seeing here with the Eight of Wands in the reverse, don't stop what you're doing. Put more value on what you already have. Does that make sense? Well, people are going to get mad at me, or they're going to think that I think I'm better than them and stuff. Well, you are better than them. And this is what I mean by that. I don't mean you're better than them like you're better than them. You're the leader. And there's a fear here. I'm seeing that Emperor in my head. There's a fear of that where it's like maybe you don't want to be like your mother or something. Or maybe she was like a brash sort of a woman. You're like, I don't want to be like that, You're not like that, first of all. And second of all, you're nothing like that. Okay? Spirit wants to advance you. And there's something here about more money. I'm seeing like a bigger house or just a bigger home. You could want to expand your family here with the Ten of Cups. Regardless, I'm not going to get too deep into your business. But let me finish on this. It's not about changing anything. It's about keeping everything exactly the same, like I said, but just putting more value on it. Could be as simple as raising your prices. Could be also like, don't give so much away. Like I said, I could do 4 videos today. Oh, baby, I could do 4. I got a lot of Mercury and I got a lot of energy. Battery, right? You're the same way. But there's something about you've got to also account for, okay, it's 4 p.m. right now. I'm just going to speak for myself. All right, I'm just going to give this as an example. It's 4 p.m. I also need to go out and do Uber Eats tonight. I have a bunch of other stuff I have to do in the back end. I have to edit this. I have other things I need to do. I have to clean my house. Just whatever. My point is, like, I have a bunch of other stuff I have to do. It's like, if I don't account for all that, I'm going to be pulling my hair out. And then I'm going to have a breakdown, and I'm not going to be able to do any of these videos at all. Better for me to do these concentrated videos at the points of the week that I can. And this is just an analogy, guys. You don't have to do videos. I'm just saying. It's better for me to know myself, to know that I got all this other crap that I got to do. I want to put my best foot forward for you guys and give you value, right? But if I don't properly balance this stuff out, and if I don't properly value this video, then I'm just going to be like, all right. I'm going to end on that. It's about valuing yourself and your work. That you're more than you give yourself credit for. Everybody give yourself a pat on the back. You're more than you give yourself credit for. All right? Just put that down in the comments. I am more than I give myself credit for. All right, everybody. I love you all. Thank you for being here. It's been Missy Gordon, the Meta Mystic here. Remember, You can always listen to this show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And you can always book a reading with me. Info is down below if you are interested in getting a personal. And until next time, you take care. See you on